Hi, I'm Christy, and this is episode 8 of A Fostered Life. And today I'm really excited to have my mother-in-law, Anne, who is here from Phoenix, and she's going to help, she's going to teach me again how to make Grandma Krispin's coffee cake. Now I should tell you that when my husband and I were first talking on the phone, and the first time he talked about bringing me home to meet his family, this was something he told me about, this coffee cake. He said, you're going to experience Grandma Krispin's coffee cake. Actually, he calls it my mom's coffee cake. He doesn't.
It's
you always give credit to Grandma Krispin. So anyway, so this is actually a gift that I'm giving, and we are giving together. I'm giving the gift of putting this on video because so many people will want to know how to make this coffee cake, and it's like, it's not something you can just kind of read a recipe into. You have to really learn it.
More than that.
It's more than that. So, right. So anyway, today we are going to learn together how to make Grandma Krispin's coffee cake. So the ingredients are as follows. All of our ingredients ready to go. They're all around us here in the kitchen. And now I'm going to give it over to you. What do we do? What do we do?
Okay, start out with flour and you add the salt.
Okay. So we got the 3 cups of flour in a big, huge bowl. I guess that's kind of important. You want a big bowl. And then we added the salt and now
sugar.
The sugar. Okay, great.
And then just mix that up a little.
She's never done this on camera before, so this has got to be a little bit weird. Do you need warm water to get that activated or anything?
No, the milk should do that.
Okay, so this is probably an important point. The milk needs to be warmed to between 120 and 130 degrees. So we did that in the microwave. We put the milk in. We're using whole milk today, or 2%?
I think it's 2%.
2% milk. So you can probably do it with anything, but we just use this. We use this thermometer to make sure that the milk is at 120 to 130 degrees.
Okay. Because it's rapid rise.
Right, so the yeast needs that warm milk. Okay.
So then we're going to put this butter. Make a little well like this.
Okay.
And I should have done this before.
That's okay.
Just kind of put this in chunks.
Okay. Can I be stirring or anything while you're doing that? Or?
No, because this is going to have to be kind of in the middle when we put the warm milk in.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you've made a well. You can see a well here. I'll just show this camera a little bit. A well in the middle, and then putting the butter in the middle of that. There you go. And you said it's 9 tablespoons, give or take?
9 tablespoons of butter.
Exactly 9 tablespoons.
Yes.
Not give or take.
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
So then let's just put this in here. Whoops. Because we don't have a 3-cup one.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's not, doesn't have to be divided.
We did look for a 4-cup measuring cup, but didn't have one, so we are making do. Just yesterday, I taught my foster son the word improvise because he's playing with his Legos, and we couldn't find a piece that he needed for something he was building, but we could find 2 smaller pieces that could be put together to make kind of the same shape. And so I said, well, let's improvise. And now he's using that word, and I'm happy to say he's using the word appropriately. So yeah, so you have to improvise with Legos, and you have to improvise in the kitchen. So you're just stirring that up.
Yeah, and making sure that the butter melts.
Yeah.
Dissolves some.
And the butter was already softened. We also softened the butter in the microwave. Just put it on defrost for maybe a minute or so. You could also just leave it out, I guess.
Yeah, if you remember to leave it out. And this is the butter for the dough. The other butter has to be smooth. It has to be able to smooth it.
Yeah.
So you can't. This one sometimes just room temperature, and this I probably should have done a little more. But
okay.
It's just break it up a little bit.
And the warm milk will probably help a little bit.
Yeah, that's basically what I was counting at.
Yeah.
I think we got that done.
We're squeezing this video we're getting this in while the baby's napping, so we had to quickly get everything ready because once she's down, like we have kind of a limited amount of time to get this done. So
what will do this more is a little more flour. So I'll just take the flour as it is. But while I'm here, I'm going to do the eggs.
Okay.
3 eggs.
3 eggs, and you're going to whip them up.
Slightly beaten.
I feel like I want to give a shout out to all the people who've already commented on Facebook how excited they are that this video is going to happen, because this coffee cake is legendary, but up until now, you have to actually go to my mother-in-law's house, or she has to come to your house. Often she does travel with frozen coffee cakes, and that's the beautiful thing about this. So I'll tell you, the last time that they were here visiting, and she taught me the first time how to make the coffee cakes, we made a bunch and put them in the freezer, and before I got to eat a single bite, those coffee cakes became gifts for my husband's colleagues at work. And different people, he said, oh, I hope you don't mind, I gave so-and-so a coffee cake. So this is when he's really trying to butter somebody up, or he really wants to make a good impression, he gives them his mother's coffee cake. So
Spilling, and then we can add flour until it is the right consistency.
Okay.
And
So
I'm
in
going to
terms
try
of
to
the
measure this. I don't have to, but I'm going to try because this will be 4.
Okay, so this, yeah, we're adding about kind of a slightly concave version of another cup of flour.
And we'll need more, but this will go in at a time, a little at a time.
Okay, great.
Estimating approximately 6, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, my first cooking video. I was so excited. I'm gonna have to do this again. Basically, anytime you or my mom come to visit, we are gonna have to do a cooking video, because this is what y'all do. You do it really well. And I definitely think that a fostered life requires some skill in the kitchen, which does not come as naturally to everyone. My mom-in-law is Sicilian, and so food is like, I mean, good cooking and the kitchen is like in her blood, I think, right?
I hope so. I think that's it.
Seems like it. So now we're up to, that was 5? Okay, we're up to 6 cups. All right.
This is where you need to start mixing it good, kind of. What I do is kind of a roll in to mix it in, because it takes place of kneading.
Right.
That's what I was told.
So when did you first learn this?
It took me about 5 years.
And this was your mother-in-law who taught you, or your? Okay.
Grandma Krispin made it every Saturday morning.
Oh my gosh.
And she would use basic dough for coffee cake. She would use it for dinner rolls. She would use it for hamburger rolls. And every Saturday afternoon, they had fresh hamburger rolls, and hamburger was their main Saturday meal. It's great to walk into her house, into the entryway, and smell the coffee cake.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just going to put extra in because 6 was not enough.
Okay.
And we're going to try.
Is that about 4 tablespoons, give or take? 5?
Yeah. Let's try that. And I hesitate. I don't put too much flour in at a time, because you can't take it out.
Right.
Just add a little. But one of the indications is that the dough will come off easy from the spoon. I think that's probably. Gotta make sure we have kind of a large bowl, so the flour kind of sticks to the side.
Yeah.
Feel it's still too soft, so
Okay.
it still needs a little more flour.
Okay.
And we may have to add some more of the other.
Okay. I can get some more from the container. You're just going to go ahead and dump all that in. Do you remember how much you started out with in that bowl?
I started out with 3, and I know I had at least 4 more.
Okay.
About at least 3 more. And
I'll
then
add in another.
see if there's.
And you already put the yeast in, right?
Yes, the
That
yeast is
smells so
already.
good too. So I'll give you like another cup or 2,
Okay.
just to have it
Is
ready.
that 1 cup?
That's 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just do this. I'm going to put it on here so that it doesn't get too much. So once you can kind of scrape it from the bottom of the bowl.
That's 2 cups. Do that.
And she just told me the recipe, or she just told me what to do, And really, until she came to show me, I really I couldn't get it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
every time I would hear, not quite. So I don't know if maybe it was forgotten since Grandma stopped making it.
Okay.
Or if they got used to mine or what, but.
You would make it and people would say not quite. You haven't quite gotten it.
Those who had grandmas
Both. Okay.
would say, not quite right.
Yeah.
And so she finally said, I'm going to come over and show it to you.
Oh, that's so nice.
What do you do?
Yeah.
And the twins were born by then, so.
The twins would be my husband and his brother. So yeah, I want to like say hi to, let's see, who are some of the people? Well, definitely Carl and Kevin, but also who will appreciate this, and Keith.
And his wife,
and
Joy.
His wife, Joy.
Granddaughter,
yes, Hannah. And you know, my husband can make this. He has told me a number of times he can make it, and he does,
He's just never let me taste it.
He hasn't?
No.
Oh, that's so funny.
So
okay.
one of these days, you're going to have to hide a piece for me.
I will. Well, he has not made this. I think he's only made it one time since I've known him.
Really?
But when we come, this is the thing. We all kind of go right to the freezer to see how many. Well, usually you have
it fresh made.
Yeah. But the last time Kevin, not this past trip, the last time Kevin was in Phoenix, he brought us back one.
Yes. I try if it's going to be there in a certain. You have to know that you shouldn't leave it out.
Yeah.
More than 2 days.
They drove this time, so it was several days on the road, so they did not bring a coffee cake with them.
Spatula.
Unfortunately. You want a spatula?
Yeah, just to get the rest of that stuff out of there. Just get started here.
Every Saturday she made it. That's incredible.
Well, she didn't make as many coffee cakes because she did all the other dinner rolls and everything. So this will make 4 coffee cakes and then some
Those like
of the scraps. We make whatever you want to do. Either put them together for another coffee cake or some just little cinnamon rolls.
And you said she used them for buns also. So like she would just not put the filling in and just bake them.
She just did them. The dough is going to be divided. She would take one section and then hold it over a pan and just pinch them off so they were little rolls.
Wow.
Or she would roll them up and do crescent rolls with them.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of what I've done mostly than the other ones. But they do freeze well, and you can put them in the freezer and have them take out a half dozen or so at a time. And they smell better than normal. But
well, I know that another person who appreciates your baking very much is my other sister-in-law, Stacy, and she has commented that she's excited about the prospect of having some lessons in baking. So hi, Stacy, and hopefully maybe you can make this too. We could even make a fun game of it. That would be super fun. And Monica might, I don't know. Has she ever learned how to make this?
She hasn't.
Okay.
Brent hasn't either.
I'm doing y'all a favor here.
My niece Carla will, and Janice have always been.
Yes. Yeah.
It has to come away from the bowl.
Okay.
And that's still a little sticky, so I put a little bit of more flour to get it out of there. So I really should have measured all the flour.
That's okay. I think we can see that it is, I mean, it's kind of a consistency thing. It almost reminds me a little bit of pizza dough in its consistency.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, except usually pizza dough doesn't have egg.
Okay.
But actually the dough is pretty much the same. It has to be kind of soft. If it's too stiff, then it makes it a drier pizza.
Okay.
If it's too little, if it's too soft,
yeah.
it'll make it like flat.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think we've got it right.
Okay. So it's still a little sticky, but not.
What I do is
it's not like bread dough where it's not that
but
sticky.
I have to put. Yeah, what I'll do is put a little bit, and I'll have to use my hands.
That's fine.
Okay. So put a little more around each edge. Let's just do this. See, it's still sticky.
So I think that's about. You started with how many cups?
I started with 6 in that bowl.
And so we've added 2 more.
At least, yeah. And if you want to feel it, you can feel it. Because you'll know if it's I'll let you feel it when it's right.
Yeah, I can already tell you that people are going to be saying, not quite. Not quite. Oh, it's so soft, too.
Yeah, it's
Very
kind of
lovely.
like fat.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's
like
right.
if you're eating a whole bunch of fat.
That's
So I
great.
just kind of put it together like this and make sure there's enough flour around so it doesn't stick too much to the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It will anyway, but and then I put a towel over it, a clean towel, and
Okay.
let it rest for at least 15-20 minutes because it's
Okay.
rapid rise yeast. It doesn't have to rise. Doesn't have to rise. Take that long to rise.
Big enough.
So
Got the bigger towel. Okay.
and let it
So-
rise. No draft. I guess that's kind of.
Should I do that now? Put the
Yeah.
towel? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll cover it with a towel and we'll set it aside or just leave it
Yeah,
here.
set it over here.
Okay.
And we can get ready to roll.
Okay.
And I think you could probably stop it at this point.
Yep.
To get,
Okay.
yeah. So we should but I can see that it's raised. Now it's ready. Okay. Are we ready to go with this, or should I wait?
Blueberries that we picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good to go. But I want to put it on YouTube. But
After I
you have
die,
a
you can
choice.
put it on YouTube.
You have a choice. What?
After I die, you can put it on YouTube.
After you're
After I'm gone, and I don't care what happens.
Oh my gosh.
I would love for Hannah to see this and have it reinforced in her.
Yeah.
And Joy has made it with her, and she pretty much knows what
Yeah.
we're
That's
doing when we
impressive.
do it.
Hi, Hannah. This would be really fun to do
This is
with
for
you.
you. Okay, I went and choose to see this. This is heavily floured board, and you just kind of pull this in.
Okay.
This is going to get more flour in it, so that's why it's kind of important not to put too much in to begin with.
I see. Okay.
And then, so I don't put that.
There. So these are ready to go.
I want to
Blueberries.
a couple more places for these. Somewhat, but it's not as bad as if I don't have any things. So there. Oh, did I ever get you a dough cutter? I think I did.
I
last
think
time.
you did.
Do you have it?
Let me. I don't even remember what it looks like. But
It's
I
like
do have
a
it.
blade
Yeah.
with a handle. So this is kind of an eyeball
Okay.
in the middle, cut for pieces.
That is so good. I wish you could smell it. Oh, it's so nice.
It's
Just the yeast, I
four there.
guess, and the
Yeah.
flour.
So then I
each of
just
those
take,
goes into one of the.
well, I put this in the bowl here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Flour here. Put one in first. And if you want to feel that dough, you'll know. Then I put this on top because it's going to raise a little bit, and you don't want it to mix with the other one. I kind of like to keep them separate.
Okay.
So
Oh, I see. So you put the parchment paper in there to layer.
to
Let's
keep
just show what we're doing here. We're putting the parchment paper over between each there. Okay, good. And we'll just hit this
pull it
right.
as much.
Okay.
And then this is the one. I'll add a little more flour on this, so that it. This is it. You just kind of start in the ball.
So good.
And then this rolling pin that has some flour on it, just pull it out into a rectangle.
What a fun thing to do. Yeah, you know, our little guy loves to putz around in the kitchen. He loves to help cook. I think this would be fun on a day when we have lots of time. It would be fun to get him involved with this too. He would enjoy this
I'm
a lot.
sure you would. Yeah. Just kind of roll it.
Oh,
I'm
so
not
you're
sure
rolling it
how.
flatter than I remembered. Okay. And it does it rise again, or
It
this
does
is-
rise because you put it on top of the stove and let it rise
That's right.
before. Yeah. So then we're going to start with the soft butter. Just sprinkle it on.
Magic ingredient. Right here.
Sweet cream butter is what you had, right?
Yep, sweet cream butter, salted of course.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the point in unsalted butter. I don't
And
even
all
know
the-
why they make it.
All the recipes ask for it, but they say it's because then you regulate it and you add salt. Well, I salt anyway, but
Yeah,
so I don't know, but
yeah. I remember we had we had bought a box, like a block of unsalted butter for some recipe because that's what it called for. And, and I wasn't sure if it was something to do with how it baked or, but that unsalted butter, the leftovers of it sat in the fridge for
longest time. I still have one.
Because we never use it for anything else. So.
Only if it's an emergency and I don't have any other butter and I have to use it, I'm going to use it. But I still have one sitting there because I don't.
And then you can add salt to it.
Kind of. So I'm sure it will be. If you put too much butter, it'll spread out all over
and get
all over the sheet, and then you'll waste it. So the next thing is I put in the sugar. Just kind of eyeball around however much you want. If you put too much of that, it kind of goes over too, but it just either makes a dirtier pan or something that my husband likes to eat.
That pick off the crystal with the kind of baked sugar
it's sugar and butter. So.
And when the cinnamon gets in there too.
Yeah, it gives it some good flavor.
That's amazing. That's delicious.
I try to get it as close to the edge as I can because then the edges don't
there are no pieces that don't. I'm going to say it's more sugar than my instinct would tell me to put on there. So if you're watching this and you can't quite tell how much sugar, go with more. Just take whatever you would do and then add more to it.
Brown sugar, did we get that?
Yes.
Okay.
So the brown sugar is... Didn't I put it in a bowl? I might not
have.
have.
We were going to.
Okay. So I have my brown sugar in that jar. So you can just reach your hand in there if you want and get what you need out. Shouldn't be too hard, but
it's nice. But I like it soft, so I can get it. So you just sprinkle that over.
Nice.
I think we need a little more.
Always add more. When in doubt, add more. When in doubt, add more butter, add more sugar.
And then this, let's see. Let's put this on first.
Okay. So this is where we can point out that you can use a lot of different fillings, and we're going to do kind of the chocolate chip one right now. But we also have stuff to make one with cream cheese and blueberries. You can use canned pie filling, correct?
Yeah. Instead of blueberries.
Nuts. Things like that. Oh, the
raisins.
CSA just arrived. I have to go get it. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Good. We have the vegetables from the CSA to offset
sugar
what we're going to be eating. This looks good. So you're doing the cinnamon now.
Now, you take the long end.
Okay.
And you pick up the bottom here and kind of start a roll. Move that over there so it has a little more in it. And just keep rolling.
I'm going to tell you all that I tried to do this by myself, apart from the watchful eye of my mother-in-law, and she makes a much more beautiful roll than I did. So I think that this, it would be probably fair to say it takes practice. Right?
It's 25, maybe 30 years of experience. No, I think after a few times you do it, if you don't wait too long in between.
Yes, which I have.
It does. Yeah, it does come easier.
Yeah.
This is probably the easier. The other step is try to make it stay a rectangle so that this can just kind of stay in here and then get it all the way to the end. Make this roll.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And then with the handy dandy cutter, dough cutter, you can use a knife, and I did for years, but I really like my dough cutter.
Yes, makes a huge difference.
So then.
Right. Okay, I remember this part. I remember this part.
Parchment paper.
This is where the real skill comes in, right here. I'm telling you, this is not easy what she's about to do.
And watch me flop it, huh?
No, you won't. You won't. Impossible.
Okay. So when you cut the ends off, you just kind of have to make sure you kind of seal them a little bit.
Can we move this a little more center?
Over. Yeah. So
I'll just leave this over here for now.
These for here. I just need the
cutter.
Yeah, and if you seal this, that makes it so that it doesn't all come out. And you've cut the ends off because these don't have fillings on, and we'll use those later. We don't waste them. So then you just kind of come right down in the middle and make two logs. That's a pretty clean cut. And you start with one end, hold it like this, and go this way. Take the cut end and try to face the cut ends in. It's not always possible, like that one kind of shows, but if you do half at a time, it's easier. Turn it around. Take the rest of these and just kind of go around. That. And it's nice that you can just make it, you can fix it this way. And if you do it right after it comes out of the oven, if it seems to be a little crooked, you can do it right away. It'll make it straight. And no one will never know that it wasn't straight.
Great.
So then you just I just put this on the top of the oven and cover it, and then put the next one on.
You want to cover it with the towel?
Yes,
Okay.
the same
This is
towel
a
that
clean
we have
towel.
on here. Yeah.
All right. There.
Ooh. Where's my? What do I do with it? There it is. Wipe that off.
Wow.
Close that. Let's see.
Really doing good.
Let's put this one in now.
So I was starting to say we're finishing this operation, and then meanwhile I'm beginning dinner prep because in about an hour or so I have to pick up our son from camp, and we're going to head over to therapy, and then we're going to head to a school open house in preparation for kindergarten. So this is a busy evening, but we waited till today to do the tutorials, the Grandma Krispin coffee cake tutorials. So those look great though.
Let's try it this way.
Yeah,
See if I can do.
Oh, I see. You're just.
This is what I'm trying to do, is straighten these and.
And the blueberries all ended up on the floor, and now she is painting with blueberry juice. That's awesome.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Okay, this should cool off by the time the other comes out. And then we can swap it.
Awesome.
More sugar. I put in about another half a cup of sugar.
Okay. So butter, sugar, and water and vanilla until it's a good consistency.
Pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt. Okay.
And it does make a difference with the salt. And if they're going to do it running,
Wow, that's nice. Wow, that looks beautiful.
a little this way and a little that way. And it probably could have been a little thicker.
Okay.
Put a little more powdered sugar. That goes a little thin.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay. It's still going to taste really good.
Not much on the ends because they don't always get a lot of stuff in them. Because I like the ends. See, if it's too thin, it kind of goes away, but the taste is still
It'll still taste. Yeah, you just don't see it as much. Yeah. That's good. Okay, friends. Well, we have worked really hard. We, by which
Yes,
I mean actually,
No, we.
she has worked really hard, and we have these to show you. So I'll just move these over so that they're a little bit more centered. And I've already begun the next baking project. So ignore what's going on over here. I'm getting ready to make my creamsicle cake, which is going to be for dinner tonight. These are coffee cakes for breakfast, anytime really. We will definitely have some right now anyway.
Cut one
But-
of them just to see.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should taste some actually. So these are frosted, and these are cooling right now, so we haven't frosted them yet. But these are the ends that you make into these nice rolls, and I'm very excited about this. So thank you so much for this lesson.
You're very welcome.
And if you have any questions about the coffee cake, or if you try it, I would love to hear that you tried it. So leave a comment below. Let us know if you gave it a try. And
Have a problem?
if you have any problems or if you have any questions, you can leave your questions. And I have a direct line to the master here. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.